Can you hear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Lumbakisa, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you now. It's clear.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay, perfect. So I'm going to share my screen again now. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
That's it.
it's visible.
Okay, so let's start with Euro USD. Let's start with EU. So just like always, the first thing to do is to always look for a liquidity line, right? So then we base off from there. All right. So I'm going to go to my 4-hour daily, whichever one that suits me, right? And then I'm going to go look for, I want to firstly understand where is the market going to, where is it coming from, and what exactly is it doing right now? Okay, that's the first thing I'll do. So where is it coming from? We've had an inducement high from this liquidity here, right? This is the liquidity that was swept. It's pinched it, coming back down. So now we have to draw our liquidity lines to understand where could actually be making price reverse at the moment. So this right here is one liquidity line. Okay. This right here is another liquidity line. So the question is right now, where is price? Price is still here right now. So we can call this an OB for now, an order block, because it is mitigating this guy. It hasn't reached here yet. Is that making sense? Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So I'll go down to my 1 hour again, just to be clear, for its clarity's sake, I want to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. All right. Remember, we don't really use demand zones, but we make sure that it is in place so that we have a reason, much more confidence, much more reasons why we are taking the trade. So from this area now, this is where price is coming from on this 1 hour time frame. So this is the inducement inducing this particular liquidity. You can see this is what happened. There is a liquidity on the low, right? And then you have an injection of price. Sorry. Then you have something like this. Eject it, and then giving us reaction moving upward, right? That's what is happening right now. You can see that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you guys with me?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So with that being said, so I understand that this is my inducement, right? This we can classify as the break of structure, just on the 1 hour time frame until we get to Monday. So this is the OB, the mitigated price, push price higher. Another OB would be from this high to this low, mitigating, pushing price higher. And then all of a sudden we have series of mitigations, remember, becomes what? A point of liquidity. But in this case, the liquidity has not taken. So that means what? What happened was price used this guy here as a form of liquidity, making the extreme the other block in this case. And then what happened? Mitigated, push price higher. But now let me go into 5 minutes so we can start exactly from Monday. What was the thought process on Monday? Why did we do what we did? And all of that. Okay. So we can all see that price right now, this is the high, and then this is the low. Or price was here. Right? And with that being said, we can clearly see that this is a liquidity. that needs to be cleared. So for me now, until this particular low is cleared, I have no reasons to buy. Until the low is cleared, I have no reason in the world to buy. So I'm going to scale into I'm already on my 5 minutes. Then I'm going to wait for Asia to work out. All right. Let me shift this size boys a little bit. So this is Monday. So what have we been having? What has price been printing before that Monday? We have what? I'll remove this for now. Okay. So we have this high that was swept. And that high that was swept tallies also with a particular supply level. You can call it demand or supply, whichever one, right? Which is this one right here. I hope you guys can hear me. Mitigation, building up in Asia. So in this case, what I'll be looking for in Asia is what? Is a sweep of this liquidity here. All right. So what would I do? I saw a break of structure internally here. Price action. So my supply would be here. And then my TP to be safe would be the Asian low or the extreme low right here. 1 to 17, 1 to 10 is fine for that day. So this is what I'll do. Now remember, this wicked out. This wicked us out, but it's normal, right? When we go to GBP USD, you understand what I'm talking about better. Okay, so that's going to be my thought process for this particular day. Then moving forward again, we can see before the next day, price after taking out this liquidity, it's ejected price again higher, taking out this guy. Price continued, almost reaching here, but then it didn't. So what are we expecting Asia to do? Asia is going to take out the highs and then come back lower. Same strategy, same thing. So Asia is always a liquidity, right? So in this case, immediately I've swept this high, I'll just be expecting a break of structure and then a mitigation. So in this case, where's the break of structure? This guy. Where should be my entry point? This guy. Then I'm gonna put my entry like so. Please, I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can.
All right. Yeah. So this is the one for the other day. Now we've met that liquidity that I was trying to target, right? Liquidity met with. This is the first liquidity. Now the second liquidity would be, where is it? So we've done 2 days now, and we're trying to only take a sell into this line right here. That's what we're doing. All right. So we've not met with here yet. We are still going that same trail, the same trail, keeping it simple, keeping it real. All right. We stopped the trade here. I think this particular day, I took my TP here. I think I did just a 1 to 3. Yeah, I made a mistake. I took a 1 to 3. I should have taken the whole of this, but this is what I would have done better in a nice way. Then price came into this, swept this liquidity, came here, and then the break of structure is where? It's here. Sorry. This is the break of structure. Let's extend it forward so it can look like an IPA level. And then the mitigation block will be from this high to this low. In this case, demand down. Or if I even choose this one right here. And you can see what happened. It became the inducement for that day. You can see this is the main inducement, right? If you can do inducement, mitigating, this became what? The next inducement. Because why? It took out all of this liquidity inside of here. Okay. The next one is going to be this guy that mitigated GOB. This is the next inducement. And then what happened? Price just flew up. Okay, it made sense. We can see price is reacting to something before actually doing exactly what we needed to do. It moved up. Now the next day also came. I don't think I took a trade here this day because no, I did. From here actually, I took a loss around here because I was reacting from here to go back up. But after mitigating this area, there was no entry. Yes, there was no entry because it just flew up. There was no break of structure and it likes. So I don't think I did. Now moving forward onto the next day. I think I took a trade here, but I can't remember from where. I think it's somewhere here. But moving forward, just to be sure and clear. Please, if you have questions, help me write them down so that once I'm done, we can all go through everything together. All right, the next Asia is this one. Now, on this particular day, what I was waiting for was all of this load to be taken so that price can drop down lower and go back higher. All right, but that didn't happen. So what did I do? What I did next was, okay, if price isn't going to come meet me, I should go and meet price in this case. I drew this line, price didn't come. But what am I seeing? What did I see with it before London session? I could see so much bunch of liquidity here, so much. It was too much. So when there's a liquidity like that, you don't necessarily need to wait for a price to come and meet you before it gets filled. As long as there's a buildup of liquidity, which is the fuel of the market, you would always have rejection of price. So that is where this inducement came in. And then on the lower time frame, there was an entry for this guy here. Do that down. And then we took a trade, buy a trade. And the targets in this case was, where is it? Somewhere from the left, I'm coming. Okay, we're somewhere here. I think this high, exactly, this high was my liquidity. I hope you guys can still hear me though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So I think I went 1 to 10. I wanted the 1 to 10. The 1 to 10.
Can we check a sell entry there?
Can you get what?
Can you take a sell entry from that area?
Can you get?
Can we take a sell
I didn't
entry
get that.
towards down? Like we are taking a buy entry, right? Instead of that,
Yes.
it has swept the liquidity. So can we take a entry towards down?
Yes, but remember, you can take an entry, but you need to understand first of all where price is going to. For example, now look at this. We have a sweep of this high. If it's someone who doesn't understand price and just feels, okay, liquidity has been swept, it's now time for price to come back down, the person will be going for a short. But that is not the case with price. Price wasn't planning on going short. Do you understand? So that's why I said until market reaches its destination, there is no need for anybody to say, I want to reverse or, trade something else. So yeah, so this is the right TP. This guy. Do you get that? So now this is the extreme high for all of this trend. This is the extreme. This mitigated this. So once price reached here, it is enough for us to say, okay, you know what, I'm calling it a day. And at the same time, you've already made money in London. There's no need for you to waste your time with New York and say you want to take the remaining high, which is this high. Just wait for the next day. You've made money for the day already. Leave the market. And then the next day came in, and then you saw what? You saw Asia build up. Give us a nice reaction push mitigating this OB, and coming back down. Now you understand, okay, now the price has changed. How can I get involved with the market? So the first thing you need to identify, where is price coming from? From this high. Where is it going to? It's coming back lower. To me, right now, price should be coming here. So this is where price should be coming right now. If it's not coming here, it's not making sense. So I can't buy until it gets here. But to be safe, right, the first point of exit should be what? Should be here. The second point of exit should be where? Should be there. Are you seeing what I'm drawing?
Yeah.
So because of this,
Sorry,
I
I
can easily, yeah, go ahead.
want to ask, the buy, is
You want
it
to say
for
something?
a short-term buy or is a long-term buy in that position?
For now, we can't say, because if there's no liquidity building up within our time session that we trade, we can't say if it's going to be a long or a short. But what we need first, like you can see here, is a sweep. After a sweep, we wait for confirmation. After a confirmation, with our time window, then we can either buy or sell, because it's a lower time trade, right? If it is an higher time that has an overall direction to a particular geological position, then yes, we can say, okay, price is going to sell. But indeed, if you go to the higher time frame and say, okay, let's say exactly what's going to happen, price should, at least as induced here, should come down at least to this range right here. Because why? It needs to mitigate something on the higher time frame. So it should come back down towards here. Do you
Thank you.
understand? You're welcome, Maji. So the next liquidity point in this case will be here, this high, right? So once you have this high as a liquidity, the Asia build up gave us nice reaction. We had a pullback, and then what happened? Liquidity was building up, and then what happened? Initially, I think I was trying to aim for this high right here. That's why I said if a trend is going to sell, there was no need for a buy. I think, Katik, we were live yesterday, you and then I was explaining that I wanted price to come here, right? And then come to this high.
Yeah.
Right? But then it was wrong. Why was it wrong? Because the price hasn't reached its overall direction for the sell, and I want to take a buy. So it doesn't make no sense. Do you get why that was the reason why I told everybody to stop trading? Everybody should cancel their order because it doesn't make sense to buy anymore. Now, assuming the time window came and mitigates me at exactly where I wanted it to mitigate me, that is a different story because we were mitigated. But as long as it didn't mitigate us, it was going to be a trap at the end of the day. And also, what are the confluences that support the fact that it should be a sell trade? It's simple. What can you see over here? Can see all this build up. Now, aside the build up, what else do you have? You've swept Asia high.
Asia high.
What else? I think it also swept this high. I don't know. Is it clear? Is it high? It swept. Let me check on 1 minute. Yeah, it swept this high as well. Though it was just a pinch, just edged it a little bit, but it swept this high. So we have price sweeping this high, sweeping Asia high, building up liquidity. What will be the next thing to do? The next thing will be what? Look for your confirmations and then you execute. That's simple. So where is it? This case, you can either use this as a break of structure or use where? Or use the extreme as a break of structure point. And then your entry can be where? Let's go to the 5 minutes to pick the right entry. Your entry will be here. Now, if you look at the entry closely, what do you see? liquidity, pinching, right? You can see it pinching. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, sweep, right? You had 1 touch, almost touching, touch, liquidity build up. And then at the end of the day, you have what? The inducement, sweeping everything away. If you can do. And then after the inducement, you had the reaction. So now price is coming towards this line. Until it comes to this line, I have no reason in the world to buy. So before we go into GU, any question?
Whether on 1st April, did you take a reversal entry?
Reversal entry.
Yeah,
The
on
thing is,
1st
with
April.
reversal entry, if I'm to take reversal entry, it is much more risky. Do you understand? For example, if I say, let me take a reversal entry here, swept this high, right? I'm going to be baited. I'm going to be trapped. Because the lower time frame will tell me, okay, we swept something now. Let's look for sales. Here it is. Okay, sweep. You didn't do break of structure. Here you had the break of structure. Price came down. And then look at that. It gave you an opening for, give you a supply range where you can trade from. But what happened? Price violated it badly. Like badly. That's why it is not good for you to take reversal trades. You just have to be patient. Now, Monday to Friday, there was trade that one could take. I mean, look at this. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no trade, no problem. Thursday, there was trade. Friday, there was no trade, but this could have been a good trade still. But if you look at it on the brighter side, this is a 7R, this is a 7R, this is a 9R. Altogether, that's close to 20. Right? So if I have 20-something% in a week, just 1 week, why do I need to take reversal trades, you know? So that's that. So before we go into GU, any other question from anybody?
No, not at all.
All right, Katik, what about you?
It's clear.
Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to Discord. I want the link. It's on my DM right now. GBP USD. Let's go to 1 hour. So I'm gonna clear this as well. Morning constant. Saywa. Okay, so just like I said, we need to know where price is coming from and where it's going to, right? So where is price coming from right now? Price is coming from here, from this high. Right now it is at this low. But this low, it swept an inducement, okay? Now after it swept an inducement, we need to move with price, all right? So I'm gonna go into the 5-minute. So what are we seeing right now? What is price doing? All right. What is price doing? Asia I liquidity, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3rd touch, all liquidity, sweep of that liquidity, break of structure. Oh yeah, I took this trade for sure. I can remember. My entry was at the top of this liquidity because it didn't trigger the main extreme, but I took it from the liquidity. And then my TP was here. I targeted this low. All right. 19. Are you following?
So long,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
All right. It's looking simple now, right? It's looking very, very clear, right?
Can you show the target on
So
the left side?
um, we mitigated the line. Fine. What happened? Build up of liquidity, and then we had what again? An inducement. The same thing like EU, right? No difference, just a little bit of drags one here and there. If you can do. So this is the one on Euro USD that swept us. That's actually the only SL we had. Remember, there was one particular trade that wicked us out. So this is it here, and that was the reason why I was stuck with GU, because it was much more clear that day. So I didn't do EU, but I did GU. So we had the inducement again, right? Price blowing up, and this trade I can't forget. This was exactly what I did. Okay, I drew my liquidity from here, and what did I have? Just like support and resistance trader, right? Look at all of these touches recited here. Let me make that down. You have one touch, two touch, three touch, fourth touch. This one also touching that particular area. The moment I had this sweep in London, I knew good. I'm going all in. All in. There was no reason not to be in. I had this sweep, this inducement. I had no reason not to be in. If you can do. And then what next? I plotted my entry. My entry from, I think, this neckline. And I did this. Just so easy, man. So easy. Remember, we have induced something, right? Price has induced here, liquidity built up, inducement, push up. What happened? Mitigation with timing. Now, with timing, London started 8, we got mitigated into here by 12. But because of it was a relevant zone, what happened? Price respected it. Where is my exit? This liquidity high. Timing matters. Mitigation, 8.1. Can you see that? Demand is down. What happened immediately after that? News spike. Boom. What did news do? Make the markets back to be balanced. Balanced in what sense? I could have taken this other day, but I didn't. So price came back just like Euro USD into this level mitigation. What happened again? Price reverses. So in this case now, I am not targeting anything here yet. I have to do it one step at a time. So my next liquidity line for this particular trade, if I want to take it, it's going to be this high. So if assuming I took a buy, this is going to be my target. So now price moved from here, immediately got here. What happened? It rejected a little bit, but continued anyway. So the new day has started. What am I going to do again? I knew and I understand that we've had an inducement of this particular low. So price has no reason to come back to price yet until we've taken out something of value. So I also took this trade. I can remember clearly. My liquidity line was above here. This was the sweetest trade I took today. I mean, this week. Is it this or this? One of the two. I can't remember which. Because everything looks so fun. All right. So now we are here now. I knew it's going to be a buy. So you have what? You have your IPA level. Okay. IPA level. Inside of your IPA level is what? So many liquidity. And whenever you have so many liquidity like that, it's business, you know. After this low, I took an entry, I took a loss, I re-entered by this area, and then I put my inducements, break of structure internally. This was my mitigation right here. Stop low over here, targeting where? Targeting the liquidity high. Can you see that? One step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. We go into the next day, we have a rejection of price. Thankfully, it is after New York, after London. What happened again? Mitigation during Asia. What is wrong with this, guys? Please, can you guys see it clearly?
Yes, I can see.
We
Hello?
Yeah. Uh, we don't
Can I see the
know
chart?
if the price is getting reversed from here, right?
So we don't know, but then the beautiful thing is we've had our trade in the morning, so we could just leave the market, and then what would price do itself? Price would rebalance itself, okay? So we had this supply mitigation during Asia, just like it was on Euro USD, building up liquidity. I explained yes this yesterday to someone, I don't know who. All right, mitigation, price came down. So on Euro USD, this was where I was expecting price to come and tag me first. But then on GBP USD, it didn't do that. Instead, what happened was price got here and reversed. So this isn't going to be a good trade for me. So this was the reason why you have to have two pairs that work almost alike. So if one doesn't do exactly what you want, the other one will. So I didn't take a trade on GU. And this was also one of the reasons why I was trying to take buys on EU, because, I wanted to buy into this liquidity. But on Euro USD, that liquidity has already been taken from a few days back, which is this guy right here. So that was a similarity that could allow you trade with peace of mind. But you have to bear in mind, you need to know how to use those two pairs. So right now, so many things to say is, if price hasn't reached here, I'm not buying. Okay, I'm not buying. So if it reaches here, then I could target this high, whichever high that I want to target, this high as well. So any question from anybody?
Before you were looking for a buy, no?
Yes, I was
I
looking for a
think,
buy.
yeah. Why actually you are looking for a buy? Because it's
Okay, on
reached
Euro
extreme level or
USD,
something.
the reason I wanted to buy was because of this. Okay, I had a sweep here. All right, price went up. Now my decisional mitigation got mitigated. Okay, now I'll go back to my 5 minutes. So it makes more sense. My decisional mitigation got mitigated. Okay. Now, another thing that I saw was this inducement right here. You can see double bottom, inducement, push out. So actually, this was why I wanted to take this trade, because of it was aligning. And the liquidity at the high. So this was the setup. So that's what I wanted to catch, because I wanted to take what? This liquidity high right here. But then it didn't mitigate. And what happened? Liquidity build up, spin of this liquidity highs, and market reversed. So I wanted to buy this because GU, I haven't swept this yet. I haven't swept this on GU. So I intended to sweep this first, like I swept Euro USD. But remember, they are not the same pair. And they can never ever be the same pair. Now let us analyze why price did this on GBP USD. If this is the supply, if this is the supply from here to this high, right? You have your up. It got mitigated. So this has already been mitigated indeed. But then if we do the next one from this low to this high, this didn't mitigate this. So definitely what happens, this is your liquidity. So it's played out nicely, but then I didn't see it that way. And that was wrong of me. This is the inducement. So once I had this, it made sense to sell. Look at that. Mitigation of this particular low to high. This particular low to high wasn't mitigated. Instead, it printed me liquidity. Assuming it mitigated, it wouldn't have been a liquidity, but it didn't mitigate. So this is a liquidity. If I drag my liquidity across, look at that. Sweep of all of that, price came down. It made sense. Now, because of that, and I had the mindset of, okay, I want to sell. Even immediately price took up this my Asia low, I would know, oh, okay, I just need a confirmation and then I'm out. So in this case, I'll look for my breakout structure, maybe with this guy or this guy, whichever guy. Then what would I do? I just put my entry like, I can choose the ozone, no problem. just to be safe. Choose the ozone. Target the same low, Then I didn't see it that way. So it was my mistake, was why I asked everyone to close. So any other question?
Okay. So in higher time frame, you mark one liquidity point. So from when that liquidity point was set, you are looking for buy entry, right?
Yes.
So
But
that
remember, I need to
liquidity
also
point
align with the
was
higher
in
time
the
frame direction of where price is going to.
okay. So that liquidity point was aligning with the higher time frame, and it was in a discount zone. That's why it was safe to look for a buy entry.
It was a buy entry because it's a buy trend. If I take sell, it's because it is a sell trend. Remember what I said mid the live session? I said, if you are, what's it called? If you understand where price is coming from and where price is going to, if price is going to buy because of where it is coming from, you have no reason to sell. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as long as price is buying because of it is coming from a sell liquidity point, you shouldn't buy. And at the same time, if price is coming from a liquidity point on the high that price is selling, you don't need to buy. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
here the price was reacting. The price was reacting from this point. That's why we are taking a buy entry.
Yes, after the reaction, buy entries.
And it was a big reaction. That's why we are taking a buy.
Yes.
And on the previous day itself, the market has created structures, and we were looking for an entry in the next day.
Hello?
After the Asia session.
Yeah, what did you say? Sorry.
Yeah, the thing is that after yesterday's New York session, the market created structures and they gave reversal signals. And the next day, after Asia session, we took the
After the
entry.
news?
Okay.
After the news yesterday?
And yeah.
After this news?
Okay, not this chart actually. Day before this chart actually.
Day before.
Yeah, 1st April.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
this one which
it's the
swept
same
the
thing, yeah?
liquidity towards down.
It's the same thing. Look at it. You had a sweep. All of this was a buildup of liquidity. You had a sweep of it, inducement, and then price has to come lower. It's just simple mechanics, The
Oh,
same
okay,
thing.
not that
Because
sweep.
price
The
is,
sell side sweep, no, that
yeah,
sweep.
the sell side sweep.
That
Now, because of price is coming lower,
yeah.
I have no reason to buy. So this is an inducement again. Sell. You can take your exit at this liquidity, and that's exactly where price went straight up. Boom. And if you look at it closely again, because I'm still coming down here to this line, right? That is why normally this kind of case or this kind of scenario, if I've already hit my liquidity line, this should be the POI. Sorry, this should be the liquidity. But that was not what happened. Instead, what happened? Because price has not reached its main destination, it instead used this guy as an OB. And then the next guy has what? Liquidity. After pinching liquidity into supply, what happened? Price ejected again because it needs to come here. You see how it is now, right? So you just have to follow price action. It's really, really simple. The only thing we are drawing is lines and box, lines and box, lines and box, and then we take our entry or exit. We're not going to be right 1,000,000,000% of the time, but at least we understand directional bias and we are going in because it works with our system and it's made sense to take this trade. So any question again?
All good is clear, sir.
Kiza, any question? Katik, any question?
Yeah, it's clear actually. It's clear for now. Yeah. This was last
Yeah,
week's
look at the way.
right?
Yeah.
This was last week analysis, right?
You want us to do last week analysis?
No, no, no. This was sorry. This was this week's analysis, right?
Yes, this week's analysis.
Ah, okay.
So of recent, I've been
Now the
trying to trade crypto
Asia
in the
time
weekend.
shift during the daylight, right? Asia
What did you
time
say?
and New York time shift during UTC -4, right? Because this
Yeah, mine is
daylight savings
on.
time.
Yeah. No, I think yours is
So Asia also shift now.
like.
Asia time also shift now.
I think you're UTC +5.
Yeah, I am UTC +5. But the thing is that the UK time also shift now. Usually the UK time for Asia session is 22 p.m. to 6 a.m. Right?
I think a lot of things changed over a period of time, but it's normal. The same thing happened last year and upper year as well. As a matter of fact, last year I was inside the room when I realized that the timing has changed, and then I needed to verify because I was like, these massive pushes are not happening at the time I want them to happen again. So yeah, it's one of those things. The change, I think, is in mid-year or the first third, for after the first 3 months, they kind of change.
It's like from November
So
to
yeah,
March
that's just it.
9,
So is there any
like
other
that.
question?
Yeah.
Go about my day. So I'm a lazy trader, so I just make it simple, stupid, or simple, stupid, stupid, simple, simple, whichever way. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. So apparently, BTC also works fine with LIT. I've been backtesting for like 3 weeks now because I don't like to be idle, to be honest. The weekend, it seems boring without the chat. For me, though, so I'm trying to, go into the crypto space as well. Because I'll still, my plan is to end up there because I can leverage more, less spreads and it likes on Bybit and its likes. So I'm trying to be part of the crypto family soon. But as you know now, I'm always willing to learn more. So if there's anybody that knows how to use it already, my DM is open. I ain't paying a dime though. It's necessary. So
As,
is there any question from anybody again before we end the live session?
how do you think we can get the trade from next week? What do you think we should do?
The trade from next week, since I do Euro USD, my targets would be my liquidity lines because if they don't hit them, then I have no reason to do anything, to be honest. But one of two things is gonna happen, right? You can see here now, if this price doesn't come down directly here, this is gonna happen. Sorry. If price doesn't come down straight up, we're gonna have. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. If price doesn't come down straight, we should expect something like this to happen. So price might use here as the extreme OB, as the OB to push price lower, or price can use here. I think this one makes more logical sense. Price can use here. But you can look at this top. There's so much liquidity at this top. So I don't believe in this guy. I think this is going to be a trap. He could use it, but I think he might be a trap because it's not. Look at that. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. No. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't even dare. But I would expect some kind of sweep here before price go down. If I want to be safe, you can see this liquidity building up already here as well. Look at all of this so jam-packed and scattered. I would prefer price coming back down. Why? Because we've swept a particular liquidity before, and we've mitigated something of value, which is the supply. So it makes sense. Okay, now look at this again. Price has swept, let's say, this liquidity, and now what is it doing? It should come back down. So I have to wait to see what Asia does. You know, I'm an intraday trader, so I don't really know what the overall move is going to be. It could, who knows, all of next week could just, I say isolate, could just accumulate together. We don't know. But this line right here should be my active line where I'm trying to, at the end of the day, take a trade towards. This should be my end goal, this line. And yeah, that's just what I'll be waiting for. But even with the fact that this is my end goal, I still need to look to see, to act right. So that's that. My network is poor right now.
I understand. Thank you.
So yeah, that's that. I don't really know what price is gonna do, but for sure, I need this line taken out or a sweep of this side and back down. So that's my game. So Katik,
Clear. Yeah.
and
Clear.
Kizo,
It's
this is
very
gonna
clear.
be the end of the live session. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. Thank you
I
so
think
much.
I'm recording this. I hope Telegram saves it. If Telegram saves it, I'm gonna upload it on YouTube now, so anybody can go anytime to watch it and all of that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Very much.
You're welcome. All right, now you all have a great one.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Peace, guys.
Yeah. Have a nice day.